Hello there, Aaron.
Good afternoon. It's John. I'm gonna go on mute because I'm on my back patio enjoying the sunshine, and there's a lawnmower in the background.
Very nice. Little vitamin D.
Yep. All right.
Hello, Julio, Richard.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hello.
All good.
Go mute.
Good afternoon, everyone. We can go.
Hi,
Hello.
Tiffany.
How are you guys all doing?
Very well, thank you.
Doing well, Tiffany, thank you.
We can go ahead and call the meeting to order at 4:30. I'm going to take roll call. Aaron Ham,
Present.
Richard Lopez,
Present.
John Swigert,
Present.
Julio Valadez,
Present.
and Tiffany Pickle present. So please stand for the flag salute. Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, can we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go ahead and call for a vote then, Leslie.
Leslie, I'm an I. I'm not logged into Chrome.
Same.
Thank you, John.
This is Aaron.
Aaron, yours was an I also?
Aye.
Leslie, I also.
Thank you.
Motion passes 5-0. All right, we have one item.
Thank you, President Pickle. I'll give a brief overview and background. On Friday, the CDC changed the regulations with regard to the 3-foot social distancing or 6-foot social distancing for students, changed to 3 feet. The state then adopted that on Saturday. It was discussed at a meeting with superintendents in the county on Monday. Everyone understood the ramifications and the expectations going forward. And at that time, we felt it was appropriate for our board to act on this. I want to be clear that this only applies to students in the classroom. When students are outside of the classroom, it is still 6 feet. Adult to student is 6 feet. Adult to adult is 6 feet. Masks are still required. Our direction to staff will be that they maximize spacing in the classroom regardless of the 3-foot rule. And when they have to use it, they're free to use it. So for example, what I mean by that is if a class has 28 in it, one period, and all the other classes are at 16 or 18, they need to maximize the class space for their 16 and 18 classes, and then add a few desks back in for that one period, rather than keeping the seating chart the same throughout the periods, if that makes sense. Our survey that we put out on Monday, we are approaching 25% response rate. We put these surveys out to get the general trend. Remind the board that these schools have to send out another survey to get the actual name of the student and what their preference is. We still have a large portion of students that plan on being online, approximately 1/3. The numbers are coming in right at 62-38. 62% would like to be in person 5 days a week, which is quite a bump from where we are now. I would say our average approximately is 45%, so it obviously does make a difference. I expect those numbers to trend down as we move closer to the start date, as they usually do. The later respondents tend to be more distance learning folks. So that is where we are. We also added the comment on activities just to make that clear to the public, and also commented on what we plan to do next year with distance learning. And with
Thank
that,
you.
I'll pass it to Mr. Weimer.
I believe, do we have comments, Mrs. Rohrbach, that we need to?
Oh, we do. Thank
read?
you.
I think we have 2 comments.
You're
You're
on
on
mute.
mute, Mrs. Rohrbach.
I figured that out when it said it across my screen. The first one comes from an anonymous parent. Although the CDC has recommended a 3-foot social distancing in all schools, Merced County still has the highest positive cases in the state, with approximately 700 currently active cases, and one of 3 counties that will remain in the purple tier for lack of 1 week of improvement. What is the rush to start in-person learning 5 days a week when the 4th quarter has already begun and Merced County having little to no improvement in COVID numbers? The second comment was submitted by Michelle Proctor. Michelle says, I do not have a comment, but more of a question. From what I am reading, it appears the distance learning is coming to a close. I am not understanding this as we are still inundated with cases of COVID and in the purple tier. We prefer not to send our child to school since 3 of the 4 of us in our household are high risk, 2 of which are immunocompromised. I felt that this is being rushed again, just like last time. Did we not learn anything from the previous outbreaks? As soon as the county downgraded from purple to red tier, everyone was in such a hurry to rush and be grandfathered in just so the school could remain open if it were to move back into the purple, that we were blinded to the consequences. Look at how that turned out. Why are we rushing again? I feel the reduction of social distancing from 6 to 3 feet is a new national standard for areas that have not been hit as hard as we have here in the Valley, California as the whole, or other majorly impacted areas such as New York. We should not be taking chances again for a 3rd time.
Mrs. Pickle, if I may, just to be clear, we are not ending distance learning at this time. It will continue through the end of the year in case this person happens to be watching.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Peterson. Thank you, Mrs. Robach. Okay, Dr. Weimer.
So the last piece on the background or discussion, on November 2nd, 2020, the Merced Union High School District began offering a hybrid AB attendance rotation for students who opted to attend in-person learning. The reason for offering the hybrid AB model instead of daily attendance was due to the maximum occupancy of classrooms based on the 6-foot distance between desks required by the Merced County Department of Public Health. With the change in the CDC and the CDPH guidance, Center for Disease Control and the California Department of Public Health, the Merced County Department of Public Health is now only requiring a 3-foot distance between student desks. Based on the current number of students who have selected as in-person option, the district has the capacity under the 3-foot guidance to offer daily in-person learning rather than the hybrid AB rotation. Based on that, the superintendent recommends that the board approve that on April 12th, 2021, all students who are attending in person will attend daily rather than on the hybrid AB rotation, that seniors may begin to return daily prior to April 12th if approved by Merced County Department of Public Health, that staff plan for in-person spring end-of-year activities to the maximum extent allowed by the Merced County Department of Public Health, and that staff plan for daily in-person learning with no distance learning option for the 2021-2022 school year, unless a distance learning option is required by the Merced County Department of Public Health or state legislation.
And Mrs. Pickle, if I may add that we do plan on bringing seniors back this coming Monday.
So this, thank you. So this is a twofold action item then. It is to merge AB and bring students back 5 days a week, half day, with seniors coming back Monday, but then also eliminating distance learning for the following school year. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you repeat that last part, please?
The part that I said, Julio?
Yeah, the part about, well, I want to be clear. We are going to continue distance learning for the remainder of this year.
That's correct.
But when the new school year starts, it'll be back to normal, correct?
That's correct, unless mandated otherwise. And if we are mandated otherwise, we'll bring it back to you.
Got it.
And by normal, we mean there won't be a distance learning option, but there is an off-site option.
What is the off-site option?
Which would be the independent study, correct?
That's correct.
And the online academy would not be ready by then.
That's correct.
And in
Mr.
the fall, are we talking about a full day? We're not talking about this modified schedule, correct?
Correct.
And is the plan to continue out this school year with the schedule as it is, shortened periods to accommodate both those online and in person?
It is. We will finish the school year as is with the schedule, and then that MOU will be over with, I believe, on June 30th.
Thank you.
And Mr. Peterson, well, I'm all for it with the kids coming back on Monday, specifically, obviously, the seniors. Does that give staff enough time to do whatever they need to get those kids back on Monday or receive those students on Monday morning?
Yes, we didn't have time to do this with everybody on Monday, nor do I think would that have been wise. The county was clear that they would like to see a ramp up with this. So at the time of writing the action item yesterday, we didn't have that county input, but that came about an hour after we printed the agenda. And so we're basically doing exactly as they're asking. It is to ramp up by bringing seniors back first. You know, then we will have our Easter break, and then everybody will come back on the 12th.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions or discussion?
I
This
just
is,
wanted to say, go ahead, John.
no, go ahead. I'll go after you.
Well, I was just going to say, Alan, you mentioned that the numbers often tend to change and decline once we get closer to coming back. And I just, while being obviously very sensitive to the portion of the population who's making the choice to stay online for health concerns, autoimmune compromised, whatever their reason, I know that there are a lot of students who are not back because school is no longer convenient. And I just want to really encourage those students to think again. And I want to encourage parents to really consider, what's so many things have happened during COVID, but I think really one of the ginormous bummers is that education has no longer become a priority. I realize some students have gotten jobs and that's been very, very helpful to their families, and that may need to continue. But I just really want to encourage kids who are saying, I'm going to wait and see if my friends are coming back. And if my friends aren't coming back, then I'm not going back. Why don't you be the one that decides to go back and they'll all follow you, right? Because it's a better experience for everyone when your peers are there. So instead of hemming and hawing about it, and I have 2 high school kids, and it's, one is pretty excited to go back and the other isn't really, but mine are both going back. And I really hope that their friends go back too, because it will make it a better experience for students, for all staff, and just for an overall high school experience. And I think kids will be more engaged, teachers will be more engaged, activities on campus will be more fun. So I want kids and parents, think about it long and hard, and obviously make the decision that's appropriate for you. And if that's staying on distance learning, understood, but make sure you're doing these for the right reasons.
Yeah, Tiffany, this is John. I want to make the motion that we approve both recommendations. It's been a long time coming. I don't think it goes far enough. Schools of all different kinds have been open all over the country and the world for a very long time, have proven to be absolutely almost zero risk. People can make their choices, and I appreciate the comments made already, but these kids need to get on with their lives. The rest of us need to do what we need to do to support them to do that. There's packed gymnasiums and football fields and band reviews all over. And these kids need to not only go back to school, they need to be able to do these other activities with their friends. And that's going to bring them all back. It's going to bring their lives back. And that's the position we're in right now, to help them make that decision. And I'm all for it.
I'll second that motion.
I still had a comment. So on the, or a question. So we're, once we bring everyone back on 4/12, they are still, for this year, we will still let those who want to stay on distance learning for the rest of this school year, not the year, but the school year, they will still be able to stay on distance learning, correct?
That's correct.
All right, and then a comment, and again, every parent decides for their students, but I do just want to make a comment. The Merced County has seen a lot of slowdown on testing. And because there hasn't been as much testing, that's why the numbers haven't changed, is one of the reasons. So the only ones that go test are the ones that have symptoms. And more than likely they have the virus. So that's why the numbers may be a little bit skewed. And so I follow this closely, and that's why I can say this. It's the reason that, well, it may be the reason. The reason that we may have not changed tiers is because there is not as many people testing right now. So just keep that in mind. But again, I mean, I always welcome comments, and we know that, we all do. But I just want to kind of throw that out because the numbers could be a little bit skewed. So,
And if I could add, the county expects to be in the red on April 4th. That helps anyone with their decision making.
One more question, Alan. Pretty much anyone this is staff, that is, any staff that wanted to be vaccinated has had the opportunity to be vaccinated, right?
That's correct.
I just want the public to know that they had the opportunity for those who wanted to do it. And so everyone that wanted to do it has done it. And if they had concerns about staff coming back and they had that opportunity. And again, that's also everyone chooses what to do. If they want to take it, that's fine. There's,
Mhm.
we don't hold any, either way, we don't, it's up to them. We leave it up to the individual person, correct?
Yep.
Any other
Another thing that happened today is that the county has excessive doses. And so they've opened it up to kids 16 and over now to start the vaccine process. So, I mean, I just think our county is really coming through there, and the opportunities are there for the majority of high school kids in addition to staff.
Mhm.
I agree, and I've helped put, and I say that right now, I really do think that the county has, let's say, enough vaccinations for those who want to be vaccinated, depending on their peers, but sometimes they, like you said, they have extras that they open up to everyone. So we just keep an eye out for that if you wish to be vaccinated.
Yep, spread the word. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussions before we call for a vote?
But one more question, Alan. If why do we have to put this together with the no distance learning for next year? Is that something we can wait till people are more comfortable with us making this decision, or they feel that okay, now they've seen that everyone's coming back, and now they might feel more comfortable. Okay, yeah, they're right. Or do we
Yeah,
have?
we can always bring that back, but this I felt was the appropriate decision at this time.
Okay.
Well, we'll go ahead and call for a vote then, Mrs. Rohrbach.
Leslie, this is John. I'm of course an aye.
This is Erin, also an aye.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. All right,
Thank you.
and that's our only item, so we can adjourn at 4:51. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night, all.
Good night.